Hey Survivor, welcome to episode 103 of the Vibrant Survivor podcast. In this episode, I'm sharing 5 things you'll want to find out before booking your Airbnb stay as a narcissistic abuse survivor. But first, we'll self-regulate with a 4-for-8 breathing exercise if you'd like. We'll inhale for 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 8. Ready? Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What do you notice in your body right now? Grab your notebook and pen, and let's dig in. Hey Survivor, welcome to the Vibrant Survivor podcast. Do you want to disconnect from a narcissistic or toxic situation and heal? Are you Googling how to identify a narcissist, narcissistic abuse, and boundaries? Are you feeling stressed and lonely while trying to avoid being sucked back in and lied to again? Hey, I'm Lesley. As a busy wife and mom, I fell for the lies and manipulations of narcissists. I wasted my time, talents, and money on users who kept moving the goalposts. I wanted real relationships and business opportunities and to enjoy life with my family. Instead, I struggled with anxiety, panic attacks, and insomnia, and I couldn't trust my body or anybody until I took a holistic approach to healing. In this podcast, you'll find tips for healthy living, trauma healing, and boundaries so that you'll have the freedom, confidence, and inner peace to respond, not react, after narcissistic abuse. Take a deep breath in, let it out slowly, and just relax. This time's for you. Hey, Survivor! Are you tired of feeling exhausted, stressed, lonely, and stuck in narcissistic relationships, and you just want closure and healing? I spent years rationalizing toxic relationships and dysfunctional environments in the name of community, connection, and career. As a result, I wasted my time, talents, and money on users who kept moving the goalposts. One of the worst was an alleged murderer who discarded me after I caught him lying, stopped helping him for free, and held my boundaries. Even though I dodged a bullet, I felt depressed, ashamed, and I doubted myself. I want you to know that you don't have to suffer in silence, feel alone, or crazy anymore. Come and experience the power of creating your own closure without the permission or participation of the narcissist. I've been no contact for over 4 years now, and I've grown personally and professionally. I have more clarity, stronger boundaries. I'm building a life and business that I've always wanted and enjoying real relationships. I know you want to break patterns of getting into toxic relationships, even if you don't mean to. And it feels so good to disconnect from dysfunction, set and hold boundaries, provide closure for myself, and focus on self-care. And to empower my kids to do the same. Go to closurecoachingsession.com right now and get ready to heal after narcissistic abuse. I told you about my recent Airbnb experience where I got caught in the middle of some narcissistic drama between my Airbnb host and their business partner on my mom's birthday. I got stuck in this unit for hours and lied to, gaslit, bullied, lured. It was not a good situation at all. It was very triggering, actually, based on what has happened to me. Check out episode 100 for more details about this experience, and episode 4 for one of many examples of how and why this would be triggering for me. In his book, The Body Keeps the Score, Dr. Bessel van der Kolk says that flashbacks and reliving are in some ways way worse than the trauma itself. The holidays are here, Survivor, and with that comes a lot of emotions, whether they're yours or others around you, and travel. You may be visiting family, friends, or just treating yourself to some time away, and there may or may not be room at the inn. So you may need to make some other arrangements for yourself, and you should feel safe, comfortable, relax, and enjoy your trip, because after all, You are worthy. Before you book your stay, here are 5 things to find out about your Airbnb and host as a narcissistic abuse survivor. Number 1, safety and privacy measures. Ask about the safety and security features of the property that you are planning to stay at. You should have peace of mind and a restful stay, regardless of the nature of your travel. Is there an app or some other kind of way of accessing the unit or other areas that are associated with it? Who has access to the unit besides yourself? Are there locks on the doors and windows? Have you read the reviews about the neighborhood and the unit safety? These are all things to consider. Number 2, is the unit legal? Yeah. Is the Airbnb unit that you're planning to book and spend your hard-earned money on legal? It is not worth the stress, and not everyone loves surprises, especially when they involve your health, well-being, your personal safety, and your money. You might want to consider checking with the leasing office, if applicable. You may want to flat out ask the host, is this unit legal? In my experience, most of the time, I have not had a problem, which is what made this most recent experience so weird. But there was one time when my family and I stayed in a condo in a very large property, and come to find out, we were the last people that were renting this Airbnb because the owner had gotten in trouble with the building for renting his condo out as an Airbnb. He wasn't supposed to do that, and I guess some people reported it. So that was one time where I did run into this situation where it was an illegal Airbnb. But this most recent stay, that got exposed as well. Because one of the things that happened was that as a way to retaliate or sabotage the host, the business partner bullied me into contacting the leasing office under the guise of me being forcibly removed. So I did call the leasing office, and when I called, I found out that the unit was not supposed to be Airbnb. But I do believe that both parties knew that, because when I mentioned it to the host, the first response was, oh, don't do that. It wasn't like, oh, really? What'd they say? Anyway, find out if it's legal. It will save you a lot of toxic stress, survivor. Number 3, noise levels and overall environment. You should find out about the atmosphere of the neighborhood and the unit. Noise triggers may fuel your need for a peaceful environment, regardless of the nature of your trip. It could be business, personal, family emergency. If you are hypersensitive to noises, then you're going to want to know that in advance so that you can choose a place that's going to be best for you. Is it quiet and calming? Is it busy and loud? Are there quiet hours? And more importantly, are the quiet hours adhered to by other people? Definitely things that you'll want to know. Number 4, who is the host and how do they interact with their guests? Who are you dealing with and how do they operate? Ownership, dynamics, and operating procedures can absolutely impact your stay. It impacted mine, and I did not see it coming. And you want a stress-free stay. This includes the owners or owner respecting your space while you're renting their place. So you'll want to find out, is there a single owner? Is it a couple? Are they business partners? Are they responsive or are they dismissive? Will you be interacting with them for any reason? I did during this most recent stay. Wasn't really expecting it. Seemed a little odd to me at first. I went with it because there were a lot of hoops to jump through just to access the unit and use this app and all the things. But it was really more interactive than I was expecting. And it was late. I was tired, so I ran with it. But you'll want to know if you're dealing with people who are hands-on, or are they giving you clear instructions and a number to call in case of an emergency? You might want to read the reviews on other people's experiences and interactions with your host or hosts for the sake of your well-being. Number 5, what recourse and plan B do you have if things go south? Stuff happens, and you, survivor, should have a plan B just in case. This is one of my takeaways from this most recent experience. You may not be compensated for things like time lost. I was way late picking my mom up to go celebrate her birthday, and I was so mad about it. And psychological damages. I had to listen to bullying, gaslighting, lying, manipulation, being lured. The business partner was standing outside the door to the unit at one point talking to me on the phone. I mean, just craziness. And just other things that aren't necessarily visible to the naked eye. You'll want to know that. Airbnb definitely made sure that we got compensated for the one night that I didn't stay. But when we asked about further compensation, because the business partner had promised more compensation, like a full refund, the host was not willing to do that. And it's unfortunate. So have a backup place to stay, just in case, and a list of options at minimum. And you can file a complaint if you'd like. Let's recap 5 things to find out about your Airbnb and host as a narcissistic abuse survivor. Number 1, safety and privacy measures. Number 2, is the unit legal? Number 3, noise levels and overall environment. Number 4, who is the host and how do they interact with their guests? And number 5, what recourse and plan B do you have if things go south? Remember, before you pay to stay, identify any trigger that could make your trauma bigger. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this empowers you to ask the deeper questions and not take things at face value for the sake of your health and well-being. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. If this podcast has helped you understand who and what you're dealing with, sharpen your discernment, and move forward on your healing journey, share it with another survivor. Help me help others by leaving a review for the show. And let's connect on social. Take a screenshot, share it in your IG stories, find and tag me at The Vibrant Survivor, and I'll share your post too. I look forward to connecting with you on IG and seeing you back here. You're not alone and you're not crazy. Know who you're dealing with, know who you are. Take care, and I'll meet you back here next week. Bye-bye.